Oh boy, so remember how we've been talking about staffing and crew shortages on cruise lines and how it might be getting worse? Today, the worst has come and we're gonna get into it. A very popular cruise line is now closing multiple paid specialty restaurants on board their ships. And you know it's bad if they're closing down restaurants that they make additional onboard revenue from to compensate for the lack of crew members on board their ships. And that's not the only thing going on. Let's talk about it. We've got some errands to run, and the most important one is for that midday lemonade.
Booking changes. Discover the Caribbean and the Bahamas, including Ocean Key, our award-winning private islands. Only the sea offers you so much. Only MSC Cruises offers you so much more. To book, call your travel advisor or visit msccruises.com.
You hear that? An MSC cruise commercial on the radio? It's the first time I've heard one of those. Okay, well, I'm here at Panera and I was filming with this guy, the usual camera, but the battery's dead already. I just took it off the charger. Being a YouTuber is not easy, I'm gonna tell you that right now. But we're at Panera. I've got to use my unlimited sip club, which, if you're not familiar, it's pretty handy. Anyways, we need to talk about something called the snowball effect. And if you're not familiar with what the snowball effect is, it's when you're at the top of a snowy mountain and there's a little snowball up there and it starts rolling down said mountain, just like this. It starts rolling down, and as it gets further down the mountain, it picks up speed and it gets bigger and bigger, and you start to notice it a lot more. And that's a perfect metaphor for what we're starting to see coming out of the cruise industry with this crew shortage that I first reported on a little bit earlier this week, or maybe it's been even last week now. It started with Cunard Line over in the UK. Then it came over here with John Heald, the brand ambassador for Carnival Cruise Line, starting to say, yeah, there's rumblings of a shortage of crew members. Well, today the big hammer dropped, and Carnival has done something that's extremely concerning to me. So we're gonna talk about it after I get my lemonade. Okay, and before you think I'm like overselling this problem of a crew shortage, I'm really not. I'm actually legitimately starting to get worried about all of my cruises that I have booked, especially the ones on Carnival. Wow, it's super hot outside right now. So let's roll the intro. We'll get into the nitty gritty of this crew shortage that's going on. I'm thirsty. Let's roll the intro. Welcome to the Midships channel. I'm your Captain Corey. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. And like we saw in the intro, it's a crazy day of cruise news. We have a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, none of it's really good. Like I mentioned in the intro, Carnival has major problems going on. Huge, gigantic, astronomical problems are starting to brew. And I fear this is gonna spill over to the rest of the industry, to all the other cruise lines. And I'm starting to think we might see a cruise line like Norwegian hop on this list next, because they're also mysteriously starting to alter things for at least one of their ships. We'll touch on that. But of course, first we have a question of the day. And today's question, would you still go on a cruise if you knew there's not enough crew members on the ship to make it like a normal cruise? Let me know your answer down in the comments below this video. I'm really kind of curious about this one. So obviously, let's just get straight into the cruise news, talking about this Carnival situation that's brewing and smacking us right in the face. And I know I talked about specialty dining being an issue, but there's maybe something even more that's causing me greater concern. And that's the fact that this is going to affect now Carnival's most important cruisers. Their Diamond and their Platinum level VIFP cruisers are seeing their welcome back events and their specialty events on the board canceled. Which, if you know anything about how important that group of cruisers is to a company like Carnival in their VIFP loyalty program, you know this is a big deal. So starting now, Diamond events are canceled on Carnival ships, and instead Carnival's going to give Diamond guests an extra $50 onboard credit. They can use it anywhere on the ship. And in a similar vein, the Diamond and Platinum cocktail parties have also been, you guessed it, canceled. Carnival will instead be giving drink vouchers to those guests. Now, their brand ambassador, John Heald, took to his Facebook page to say this is of course because of staffing shortages, and he went on to blame the situation on the US government, who are themselves short-staffed. And he says Carnival has a massive backlog of visas for crew members that need to come to the US and get on their ships to get to work. Now, I've personally taken part of some of these Diamond and Platinum parties, and I can tell you they'll be surely missed on board Carnival ships. And you gotta wonder if they're willing to cut the benefits for their most loyal cruisers. What does this mean for someone who's on like their first or second cruise with the line? What kind of changes are you gonna see if you're not that high of status with the cruise line? Now the answer to that remains to be seen, but let's move on here. Carnival will now be temporarily closing 2 big dining options on board their ships. The first one, it's a specialty restaurant called Cucina del Capitano, which is an Italian fared ristorante. It's a pretty good place. I've eaten there several times. They're usually open for lunch on most ships that have the venue, and it's free at lunchtime, which it's a top tip. Now, there's a little glimmer of hope if you're a big fan of Cucina del Capitano. The restaurant will remain open for that free lunch, and when you're eating in the main dining room for dinner, they'll actually bring some of the Cucina entrees into the dinner menu, and they'll be free as well, no upcharge. So you do now have a chance to try some of these menu items you'd normally have to pay for free on board the ship. So this is a temporary closure, and while it sucks, and I think it points to something that might be much worse, and I am a catastrophist, this will allow people who don't have the budget for some of the specialty dining to at least sample and try something. So I guess that's a good thing. Maybe I'm not a catastrophist. Maybe I do see a glimmer of hope in some bad news. But it's not just Cucina del Capitano that's getting axed here. No. During this crew shortage, no. It's the highest of high-end experiences as well on Carnival. It's called the Chef's Table. It's less of a dinner and more of an experience of dining. It's super high-end, super expensive, and Carnival's just shutting it down. And for them to just say, all right, we're not gonna take this extra onboard spending from our guests, we're gonna first cut these high onboard spending opportunities, you know there's something wrong, and it just makes me wonder exactly how deep this problem goes. Now there's one caveat here. Cucina del Capitano will remain open and operating like normal on board the Carnival Mardi Gras. And a top tip here is, on the Mardi Gras, it's the only ship in the fleet in which this restaurant is free. Even at dinner time, it's included with your cruise fare. Okay, let's push the pause button on the bad news for Carnival. And trust me, we're gonna push play on it again because there's more coming. But I do want to remind you, if you're a fan of cruising and a fan of this channel, and I hope you are, there's a way you can help support me and my work by gearing up for your next cruise, and it doesn't cost you anything extra. You see this shirt I'm wearing, Cruise Nerd? It's totally true of me, but you know I make all my own cruise-related t-shirt designs and sell them on Amazon, right? And the best thing is, if you use my Amazon affiliate store to buy these, not only do I get commission on the shirt, but I get commission on anything else you buy on Amazon for the next like 2 days, just by clicking that affiliate link. So it's an amazing way to help this channel, and you don't pay more for anything. Now the cool thing about these shirts, I'm putting new designs every single day into my Amazon affiliate store. Now if you'd like to check out all my t-shirt designs, there's a link in the description below this video. And when you get in there to that link, just click the Professional Cruisers tab. You'll see all the things I take with me every time I cruise, plus all my amazing cruise t-shirt designs. They're really nice, I promise you. You're gonna get compliments on your next cruise. Now let's get back to the cruise news. Carnival Vista has suffered another propulsion issue that's causing them to have to cancel some port calls and rearrange their cruise. Now, these are ongoing problems, and hopefully it's something Carnival can get fixed without taking the ship into another dry dock. According to Carnival, there's a technical issue that's affecting the top speed. And because of this, they've canceled at least one port and maybe more on their current itinerary. And this isn't the first time we've seen this happen on the Vista. or in the class of ships. It happened just before the pandemic as well, and the ship went in for emergency engine repairs, and they did so with a really unique floating dry dock. Just check this out. This is what they did last time to repair the Vista. They just floated it on this cool dry dock. And don't be surprised if we see them employ this same thing again if they're not able to get this top speed issue remedied without a dry dock. And that's speculation, not news, okay? But what is news is that the Vista was the first in the class of Vista-built ships for Carnival. She has two sister ships named the Horizon and the Panorama, and both of those ships too have experienced extremely similar issues with their propulsion systems. So all this to say is, it sounds like there's a major problem with this whole class of Vista-class cruise ships. So Carnival is really gonna need to get some of their top lady and gentlemen engineers in there and figure out how they can remedy this problem permanently for the Vista class of cruise ship. And I wish them well in doing so. We want these amazing ships from Carnival to continue cruising. I know the Vista, the Horizon, and the Panorama are a lot of your favorite cruise ships. Many of you went on your first cruise on these ships. So Carnival, I wish you all the best in getting the Vista back up to cruising. All right, it's time to change over and pick on another cruise line for a minute. Okay? And I'm not really picking on them, I'm just delivering the news. This time, it's the turn of Norwegian, and they have a ship named the Getaway that's based in Port Canaveral, which just mysteriously had multiple itinerary changes for a July sailing. No one really knows why, but some port calls have been completely modified. One has been removed and turned into a sea day. And to their credit, Norwegian did let their guests know well ahead of time of this modification. Now, speculation is rampant amongst folks in the cruise industry, but Norwegian themselves have given no explanation at all as to why this happened. However, more than likely it's due to scheduling conflicts, berth availability, construction at docks, or other things that we just don't know about at this point. So stay tuned and we'll try to keep you updated on this story. So if you made it this far into today's episode, make sure you subscribe to this channel with this button pressed thumbs up on this very video. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel today. And until tomorrow, we'll see you on the Midships. I said it differently that time, didn't I? I bet that bothers a few of you. It bothered me. We'll see ya on the Midships. There you go. Hey, don't forget the Cruise Nude shirt. Oh God, the Cruise Nerd shirt. I said Cruise Nude. They're available in my Amazon store. No Cruise Nude shirts are for sale there. But do you remember that episode I did about the nude cruise? Yeah, I found out a few of my subscribers went on there, and I'm not sharing those pictures with you. We'll see you tomorrow. Au revoir.
La 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 la